Every generation of my family has been dairy farmers. I've always felt like I wanted to honor that heritage and continue it. Every day I just think about how grateful I am that this is my life. I think that's why I like agriculture so much, is it makes a living out of appreciating the land.
I love cooking here in San Francisco area because of the accessibility to great ingredients and inspirational chefs. One day I met Ellen Strauss, who was the co-founder of MALT. It changed my life. I thought that this mission of saving farmland was so important and so easy to understand that I wanted to be a part of it.
If we lose our farmland, then we lose all the multiple benefits we gain from farmland. Carbon sequestration, climate regulation, drought resilience, spiritual and cultural benefits that farmland and land in general provide us with. In California, it's estimated that 70% of the state's most rare, threatened, and endangered plants and animals live on privately owned land. It's absolutely critical that private lands are part of the conservation strategy. Marin Agricultural Land Trust, or MALT, was the first organization of its kind in the country created to protect farmland from development. We've been able to protect over half of all the privately owned at-risk farmland in Marin. So now it's time to protect the remaining farmland. Between 2011 and 2016, the cost of protecting farmland increased by 90%. That not only represents real pressure being put on landowners to sell to the highest bidder, but also puts a lot of pressure on us to make sure we have the funding necessary to respond to landowner need. Right now, the average age of agricultural landowners in Marin is 60, which means that we're going to be seeing more and more generational transfer of land and businesses in the next 20 years. So we have to be ready. We have to have the resources to respond to these needs.
MALT is not just a means to an end. It's not about getting money for your development rights. It's more creating a bond with an organization that cares about your land as much as you do and is there to support you in ways that you may not even know yet. In the year 2000, my grandpa passed away and my dad was facing millions of dollars of estate taxes. A ranch like this, you are land rich and cash poor. MALT saved this ranch, and that's the only reason why I'm here, because they were able to provide him with the money to pay off the estate taxes.
By being conscientious and evolved farmers, I think we couldn't have better stewards of that open space.
For the last 150 years, our ranchers have been working continuously on being more economically viable and environmentally sustainable. Right now, we are working with our ranchers on something called carbon farming, which is a set of practices that actually remove greenhouse gases from the atmosphere and store them as carbon in the soil. This is a real win-win for not only the environment, but the rancher's bottom line. We have had extreme generosity and support over the years. We've protected half of all the privately owned at-risk farmland in the county. To finish the work ahead of us, we need for our supporters to dig deeper, to allow us to go farther in this mission of protecting Marin County farmland and advancing sustainable agriculture, both here in Marin as well as a model for other communities across the nation.
It's so fascinating to me that I can look around, I can look at a hillside, and it's the same view that my great-great-great-great-great-grandfather had many generations before me. I hope that for my daughter and for the next generation and future generations, they can look at that same view, that hillside, and think of me.